Hello, I am Amanda, the ambience music producer. Today, I'm going to show you my Pro Tools workflow for 2022. Hello, my little ambience family. Welcome back to my channel. So, I've gotten a lot of requests on social media regarding my music production workflow, and especially in Pro Tools. Thing is, looking around YouTube, there are definitely not 1 million videos in this topic, at least that fits my kind of workflow and style. So I'm simply gonna share the stuff that I miss myself. If you have any requests about topics regarding music production in Pro Tools, just anytime, just drop a comment or leave a DM. This video is gonna be, the basic workflow from writing a song, recording it in MIDI, make a very simple mix, and then bounce it down to an MP3 so I can listen to it way too many times and see if it's gonna fly or not. I really want you to know that this is my way of doing it. There are, millions of guidelines for creating music, but there are no rules. So this is just gonna be like a chill out video. Before we jump into my project, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and we can have a lot of fun here, teach each other stuff and just develop our skills in music production, shall we? Okay, with no further ado, let's jump into my project. So also I know you guys work in a lot of different DAWs and that's totally fine. It doesn't really matter today what DAW you're using. They are totally similar, but they have pros and cons. Depending on what you're gonna make in your DAW, you could choose between whatever fits you the best. So I would usually start with creating a new project. I already have a template down here that is called Manda, and I'm gonna show you that also for another time, but today I'm gonna show you how to make everything from scratch. I'm just gonna name this something like giant popcorn. File type is going to be BWF wave. This is a standard format which I always use. For professional music making, 44.1 kilohertz is probably the most common one to use. If you work a lot with film and video, 48 kilohertz is the one you should choose. But I'm going to go for this one. For bit depth, 24-bit is perfect average. The I/O settings, well, the last used. And whatever location you want to put your song into, you got right here. Would you like to save a detailed report? No Pro Tools, not this time either. Here we are. Now, this is just an empty project, not so much to see here. So first thing you want to do is that we're going to go to track. And new. We're gonna make our first tracks so we can start recording stuff. I would start to create one stereo master fader. After that, I would make let's start with 4 instrument tracks. And after that, I would like to make 1 stereo aux input. Show you why I will do that in a second. Let's start off with that. Today I'm not gonna record anything with microphones or line in. I'm just gonna do everything with MIDI today. We'll just start there and we'll do recording for another video. And I will also first want to rename everything. I would usually have like a beat and a bass, a pad, and something ambient, like that maybe. And the aux channel, this is going to be the reverb send. There we go. Here you can change the track height if you choose option on the keyboard and then press the little arrow here and track height, and now we can change everything to large, or that's a little bit too big, so medium maybe. One thing that we want to create is a click track. So under track, create click track. Let's put this in the same view so we can see what we're doing here. Here's the mix view, and this is where you will put all the plugins that you're going to use. So one of my favorite plugins to start with for the beat is the Boom. It looks like this. Here you can choose between a lot of different drum machines. Let's start with just a basic. Like that. Great. And then for the bass, let's just choose something that I usually would use, like let's take the Analog Lab and just choose something like a little bit too much. That could work. Just something simple that don't take over too much. Awesome. For the pad, I'm going to just get right into my absolute favorite, which is Pigments from Arturia. This is just so fantastic, and it got so many cool pads. I love this. Dude. Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. For the ambience part, let's just take something like, why not also Pigments? Yeah, that's a little bit too much. I can tell. So just take another pad. Vintage? No. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's go with that. If I just play, you can hear the click now. It's a little bit too much. Let's go with that or something. The first thing I would do would probably be to just play around and find some kind of bass line that sounds cool. How about that? Let's just try something out. You can see these blue little frames around every title. It means that I can control all of these channels with my MIDI controller. And again, this is for another video, how to connect everything like that. You can actually find some of it in this video right here, where I go through my live looping setup. By, choosing these, you can go through the different sounds very easily and then just play everything on the MIDI keyboard, which I have down here. Let's just try something out. Now we got a bass line. That is awesome. We're gonna add a little pad over this. Pretty cool. Let's record that. Okay. So this is probably not going to be my best work ever. When working with MIDI, now I record everything on the fly, but also you can get into these. If you don't have a MIDI controller, you can just write it directly like this, which is really convenient. Sometimes I use it a lot still, even if I have a MIDI controller, because sometimes I just want to correct something or add something really quick. Another cool thing that you can do, every time you record something in MIDI, you will press Option and 0 on your keyboard, and you will get quantization. Every bar that you have recorded will be in perfect timing. You just apply this. Option 0, quantize, apply. Let's add a beat. Okay, that sounds absolutely terrible. Yeah, sometimes I have to go in here and adjust the levels a little bit because they're crazy. So when I want to push the beat a little bit in the background, I would add some kind of filter onto this. So I have something called lo-fi here that will just, see, just pushing the high frequencies away. Remember what we did when recording MIDI, option 0, apply. Then we will copy this and create another right here. Yeah, I don't know if this sounds like a giant popcorn or not, but so I'm just going to give you a quick general rule of thumb when it comes to panning. These are the panning knobs. It's a great tool for, making the music come alive and putting the elements in the right place to make a really cool sounding space. In general, you want the beat and the bass to stay in the middle. And then all of the spacey stuff you can keep to the sides. So I'm going to also show you why I created this reverb send. You're going to start with placing a reverb here of your choice. Let's use just a regular reverb. In the input right here, you want to assign the bus to the 1 and 2, which is already called reverb here. And after that, you just send whatever track you want to the reverb. So I'm going to send, say, the ambient part here. So right here, I'm going to choose under bus the reverb that I just assigned. And you're going to have it right here. So now you can just turn up the volume. And there you have it. Pros of doing this is that the processor is going to thank you. Like, it doesn't have to work that hard because now there's only one plugin working instead of one reverb on every track. So this is a great tool to use. Like for vocals or guitar or something like that, we will save that for another video. I would love to show you how to record those things, but we're not going to do that today. I just created something really simple. This is when I'm writing an idea. It would usually look like this. And then I would bounce it down to an MP3. I usually listen to it in my car and in my headphones at work or, when I'm chilling on the patio or something, just to know what you can add or remove or change to your final mix. Something that I do always add when I want to reference listen to this is a limiter, because this is for raising the overall output volume of your song. Maybe you've come across when you made a mix, you bounce it down and you listen to it in your car or whatever, you're going to notice that the volume of your song is so low compared to what you hear on the radio or in your Spotify playlist. That's because you haven't used the limiter. Holy crap, the giant popcorn project just turned out to everything I wanted to. That's awesome. Let's just bounce it down and make some magic out of this. So this would be my first stage that I would do and just listen to it and, come back and create a complete mix. For bouncing the project, I would just mark the parts that I want to bounce down and you go for File and Bounce Mix. There's really no need to bounce it down to a wave because it's just a huge high quality file. For just reference listening and everything, I would bounce it down as an MP3. It will compress the quality, but it doesn't matter in this stage. You have the interleaved file format. You have the sample rate to 44.1 kilohertz and just wherever you want to put it. And then you bounce it. Giant popcorn. Here we are in bounce files. So now I can listen to it wherever I want and, add it to my daily life and listen to it, find the mistakes, add some more, remove some element, whatever. I think I could do better than this, don't you think? Just please drop comments down below and we can discuss topics that I can bring up the next time if you want to see something else in my workflow, something you want to learn. This was really fun video to make. I usually don't do this very often, so I would definitely like to do more. It was really fun that you wanted to hang out with me today. If you want to see more of my live looping and music production work, you find the playlists here. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we will see each other in the next video.